Good morning and welcome back. Before we start, I just want to say a happy New Year's to everybody and I wish you a blessed and happy 2025. Now, getting back to the actual video. Today we're going to be playing the Soviet Rank 5 battle rating is 7.7 heavy tank, the IS-4M. The IS-4M sitting in the Russian ground victory coming right after the IS-3. Now, the IS-4M is armed with the same and reliable 122mm gun that has armed Soviet heavy tanks ever since the IS-2. Now, let's talk about the most important aspects of a heavy tank and what actually makes this a heavy tank, the armor. Now, because you're sitting at a battle rating of 7.7, you need to look at the armor from two different aspects. The first one is your normal AP and APHE, the kinetic energy rounds. Now, AP and APHE will almost never be able to get through the front of your tank. So you're basically invulnerable from the front aspect. From the sides, many rounds still struggle to go through your tank. Now, some of the later and high performing AP and APHE rounds may be able to get through if they aim for specific weak points, and even then it is a gamble on if they even go through. Now, you also need to look at APDS and APFSDS since you are actually going to be facing some early APFSDS roads and APDS. Now, APDS and APFSDS won't have nearly as hard of a time going through your armor, but on some occasions APDS and APFSDS will still manage to bounce on your armor, though this is not something you should take for granted. You should still try to avoid getting hit if possible. Then, after covering the kinetic rounds, we do have to move on to your main threat, the so-called chemical rounds. Now, this includes heat and high explosive. First, let's go over heat. Most of the tanks you are going to be facing at 7.7, if in an uptier, are either going to be running some sort of APDS or APFSDS or heat. Now, heat will basically go through armor without any sort of issues. And this sucks for a heavy tank since your thing you are relying on is your armor. Now, this can make it very hard to get any decent sort of games in the IS-4M. So it shouldn't be played super aggressively in a up tier. Since you are going to be facing heat, and heat will never struggle going through your armor. Then we actually do have to talk about high explosive. With the latest and the few latest updates, Gaijin has introduced more and more howitzers with very powerful high explosive rounds with laser rangefinders. Now, this is something you also don't have to worry about since they can actually overpressure you if they hit specific points on the top of your turret. Now, luckily for us, these spots are very small, so the likelihood of you getting one-shotted by high explosive is pretty small, but the chance that that happens still exists, so you have to be careful when facing these sort of SPGs. Now, mobility is pretty decent for a heavy tank. You have 750 horsepower and you will be able to go around 43 kilometers per hour forward and 10 kilometers per hour backward. Now, this is pretty standard for your typical late war Soviet heavy tank. Nothing special and it's nothing that really stands out, but it's pretty decent for this size of a tank. Now, firepower. This is something you should be very used to if you played the previous Soviet heavy tanks. It is armed with the D25T, a 120mm gun. This has of course BR471D, which goes around 230mm of armor with 125 grams of high explosive filler. And this is a gun that has been used since the IS-2s, so you should be pretty comfortable in using this. Now, up at 7.7, you are going to have to aim for weak spots a lot more than your, for example, if you're playing a IS-2. But it's still super effective and you won't really struggle to kill most tanks. And when you do, Just aim for weak spots, and one shot should always kill the tanks with how much high explosive filler you have. From this position, we are just going to try to kill any enemies moving down this road. And once it's clear, we're going to continue moving up this road and eliminate anybody we come across. Now in a battle with a SPA, we're going to mark the map to let our team know, but still be cautious of the main road here, and if enemy comes down, we're going to quickly get off the repair to angle our armor. With the SPA now down, we come off the repair and we start to continue moving down the road to eliminate any threats we come across. With 10 kills total, we do take first place in the team, earning a total of 11,800 research points and 73,000 silver lions. Second game here, we are on Fulda Gap, just entered capture point B, starting to cap that, and we're going to start engaging enemies coming to capture point A. With our team capturing all 3 points, we're going to start and kill all the stragglers of the first wave, and then we're going to move into a defensive location so we can start defending and killing everybody from the second wave as well. With enemies now swarming all over capture point C, we're going to head over there to try to defend it and retake it if possible. After securing capture point C, we're going to move up and continue to eliminate any targets we come across. With 8 kills, we do take first place in the team, earning a total of 8,000 research points and 80,000 silver lions. The video has come to an end. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe. And stay tuned as there will be more content to come about War Thunder in the near future. Until next time, take care.